John Stump, the chairman, CEO of Wells Fargo, in the news right now. From what you understand of what happened at Wells, do you think it's appropriate for him to keep his job as the head of that company?
You know, let's have a little personal responsibility here. And what troubles me about Wells Fargo right now is either he didn't know, in which case there was a massive long-term fraud on his watch. Does that mean this is just another bank that is too big to manage? Remember, this is one of the banks that could threaten our economy. This is one of the banks that just failed its living will test, meaning could it be wound down without taking out the rest of the American economy. Either that is the case, or it's the case that he actually did know what was going on, that he did have an idea that there were criminal activities within the bank. Either way, he needs to be held accountable for this, as does the rest of his senior management.
And just to clarify there, that means step down as you see it?
Look, you should not be able to keep your job and keep raking in the millions of dollars in bonuses. And in particular, look also at this woman who ran the entire, who ran the whole consumer division. The idea that she could be in charge of this division, get yearly bonuses based on how much fraud was occurring in her division, right? They called it cross-selling. But in this case, we now know, fraudulently opening, 1.5 million checking accounts, more than 500,000 credit cards, that she was getting bonuses all along, and now she walks away with a $125 million bonus for having presided over a division that systematically broke the law and cheated customers. This tells me that something is badly broken at that bank. It tells me that notwithstanding everything that we talked about following the crash of 2008, that the culture at this giant bank is still about profits, even if it means cheating people and breaking the law. That's bad for their customers. That's bad for the rest of the economy.
Investors have called for clawbacks. Analysts have called for clawbacks. We haven't heard anything from Wells Fargo itself about those. In this case, do you think it's appropriate here that we should see some clawbacks?
Absolutely.